weather seems nicer today. Let's see if there's going to be a ton of people outside too with all the events, as again, if it wasn't already yesterday anyways. And what's going on today? How about this one? More news about weaponized drones, and this one sounded kind of scary anyways. As it was written here by a post by Vladimir Zelensky, it says the Peklo Drone missile, a Ukrainian weapon with proven combat effectiveness. So it's a kamikaze drone, an accurate description for this. It says today, the first batch was delivered to our defense forces. The mission now is to scale up production and deployment. Saying here, I'm grateful to everyone in our defense production whose contribution helps Ukraine fight. Yeah, you can see all the pictures and stuff. What I found kind of interesting too is with this video, it seemed like they had, I guess, relatively decent production quality. It just seems so, I don't know, weird in that sense. In this regard, when people are fighting like a real war, like, this is not a movie. It seems like it's designed more as a way to show, I guess, your quote strength in a dramatic way. It makes me curious, honestly, whether or not they used, for example, high-end cinema cameras that had lighting around the area to film this. But either way, non-stop war again. Will it end? Who knows? And this is that news that keeps on giving, I guess. It's in regards to those mystery drones around New Jersey. And as mentioned, isn't it weird how they come up with all these rules and stuff in the US, like from the FAA, yet they still don't know what it is? So I was reading this at first, it's like, is this a solution? It says, FAA imposes flight restrictions as NJ drone mystery extends to Staten Island. Like, what does that mean here? Your solution here with these mystery drones is, okay, just put more restriction in the airspace when clearly this is probably not, like, let's just say a recreational flyer, for example, or like a regular commercial person. It says the mysterious nighttime drone flights plaguing New Jersey residents for weeks has now reportedly reached over into one of New York City's boroughs. Sightings of the buzzing drones over New Jersey communities have been reported for weeks, prompting the attention of not only local law enforcement but also the FBI. This week, Staten Island became a target of the eyes in the sky. Congresswoman Nicole Maliotakis, a Republican representing the borough, said she requested an immediate briefing from the FBI and the Homeland Security to determine what is being done. The Federal Aviation Administration, meanwhile, has imposed drone flight restrictions in the area while authorities investigate the reports. Yeah, again, what is that supposed to do exactly? Is it supposed to show, okay, well, we put this restriction, then everybody should be obeying this, so what then? Let's just say that is the case. Is it aliens or what? Like, what exactly is that going to do? It says drones have been spotted flying overhead at night in 8 New Jersey counties so far, dating back to the week before Thanksgiving. And then they talk about how the New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy, as I mentioned before, wrote that post how they thought there was no, I guess, danger in terms of those drones anyways currently. And it says New Jersey residents Phil Doyle and his wife Maureen went outside to their back patio on Tuesday night when they heard loud buzzing coming from overhead. Doyle said they saw dozens of flying objects believed to be drones coming from the direction of Pekatini Arsenal and heading northwest, saying one goes over and then another. It's not 2 or 3 at night, it's 30 or 50 a night. They have lights on them so you can see them, he said. Doyle estimates that dozens of drones flying over his home in Oak Ridge were about the size of his dining room table, saying, quote, why are they all of a sudden here? What's the basis for these drones suddenly appearing? They've been around for a while now and we're getting all this activity, so who's behind it, he asked. It makes you wonder here again, where they have this airspace restriction, would it actually be better just to have regular people as well if they have their own drone or equipment to find out what's going on and all that? Because clearly with all these officials, they say they don't know. Is that too much, I guess, power in terms of a blanket ban when people could be using it, I guess, in a good way potentially to solve the issue? Although funny enough with this, it seems like they still use it as an opportunity to say how, I guess, drones are dangerous in a sense, like what, like recreational ones? Because it goes on to say drones have also been spotted flying over reservoirs, rail stations, and container terminals, all in crowded airspace with 3 major commercial airports. And saying here, quote, let's say a drone loses control and it goes above 500 feet. It could be catastrophic on an airplane midair. It could easily take on an engine. It could smash into the cockpit, according to aviation expert J.P. Tristani. Tristani added, is it a hazard? Yes. Should it be addressed? Yes. Are you waiting for a catastrophic event? You should not be doing that. It's a matter of public safety and it has to be stopped now. Well, again, that's the narrative here before. Oh my god, someone could be flying, for example, let's just say a toy drone, 50 grams or something like that. It could fly 2,000 feet in the air, hit an air crane, cause it to crash and all that. Yet in this case, like, the guy still has that same kind of thoughts that something needs to be done now. Well, they did do something if you think about it. They created all these crazy regulations, these tests, trying to force remote ID on people, where a lot even said it's not gonna do anything. So what now? I mean, you're just asking for like more and more, like what, airspace restrictions versus trying to find actual ways to deal with it? Like, why don't you fly your own drone or something? I don't get it. Like, why is it that complicated? Well, this whole thing doesn't make sense, does it? But again, it makes you wonder, well, quote, I guess, officials or these experts who promoted and endorsed for things like all these remote ID and stuff like that, will they actually admit again, like, okay, maybe it's not working as intended? All right, see you guys later.